Well, folks, that's all she wrote. Things just got a lot worse for the Dallas Mavericks. Okay. If you've been under a rock for the past, 3 hours, it was announced. It was another one of those very traumatic moments as a Dallas Mavericks fan where we get a Shams bomb. Like, oh, Anthony Davis's name is in a Shams. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. He's going to miss a number of months due to a torn ligament in his left hand. Guys, I watched the game. I know you did too. I watched that particular play. I watched it over and over and over. I even, first thing, when I got up this morning, I watched a video breakdown of a sports doctor, Dr. Brian Sutterer, a totally solid follow if you don't already check out his content. But he breaks down sports injuries. He gives his own thoughts on what the prognosis is going to be, what the path forward, what similar players with similar injuries have gone through before. So that's the first thing I did this morning. I'm like, I don't feel right in my soul. Let me hear some good news from a highly qualified doctor. And yeah, I left that 11.5-minute video thinking, okay, it could either be just a mild sprain. It could be a hyperextension of his fingers or his wrist, or it could be a really terrible torn ligament type of situation. And what the guy said was, if that's the case, this is a season-altering injury. And guess what? Worst case scenario did come true. Okay. And so here I am doing an emergency podcast. I was not planning on recording today because it is my son's 3rd birthday. But I guess Sham Charania and Anthony Davis poo-pooed on that party. But yeah, this isn't going to be a very long episode. I don't have a ton to say. At least I don't have any silver lining for you at this moment. I am not happy. Okay. If you rewind, not even a year ago, we traded our generational superstar overnight without any warning, without any chit chat, without shopping the market, without there being any sort of reports whatsoever. We go and ship him off to the Los Angeles Lakers. And my quick story is when that happened, my wife and I's bedroom was just right down the hallway from our oldest kiddo. And we heard a sound from his room. We get up and go check on him. Everything was fine. We go back to bed. But Erin, my wife, she checks her phone and she's like, Ethan, you're not going to believe this. It's 2 a.m. or something like that. It's like, what? She's like, Luka Doncic was traded. I was like, no, he wasn't. That's fake. That's fake. And if it was real, they wouldn't report it so late in the day anyway. What are we talking about? Go back to sleep. But by the way, I did not go back to sleep. It's been a nightmare ever since then. What a terrible turn of events. Then, we kind of go into this season, depending on what podcasts or what color analysts you listen to, there were some ends of the spectrum that okay, the Mavericks are actually going to be really good. Here's why. Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, even though he's going to be out most of the season with injury, but you put those two on the same court together with a generational rookie like Cooper Flagg, good things are going to happen, right? This is a deep team, great defensive squad. So as scarred and trauma-laden as we were over the Luka news, I don't know if you can relate to this at all. I tried to attach myself to some positivity. I am very much still not over the Luka trade. And by the way, the stage of grief that I find myself in at this very moment, I am wearing a green Luka Doncic jersey. Okay. In solidarity for our guy, number 77 out in Los Angeles, that, man, I got to wonder what he's thinking as he saw this news drop. But anywho, yeah, we make that trade, but there's some optimism. And there were others, like NBA truthers is what I'm going to call them. They're like, guys, Anthony Davis is not who he used to be. If he could even string together a 10-game stretch without missing time due to an injury, then I'll feel okay about the Mavericks being able to make some noise in the Western Conference. So I kind of attached myself to that first camp where okay, maybe the Mavericks are actually going to be good this season. And we came out the gates looking so terrible. We started Cooper Flagg at the point guard. We were trending to be the worst offense in NBA history with a 98 offensive rating. Terrible, terrible stuff. Then AD goes down with an injury. He comes back. Okay, now that he's back, we're starting to win some games again. If you rewind, guys, from the time that Anthony Davis became a Dallas Maverick, the games that he has been on the floor, we are barely over 500. Barely over 500. So if I am guilty of overselling it in my episodes here about how much better the Dallas Mavericks are when he's on the court, I apologize to you folks. To be fair, whenever he's off the court, we hardly have won anything. Like I think we have like a 20% record or something whenever he is not on the court. So congrats to those of you who have been Team Tank since day one of this season. That is very much the direction this season has now trended. Like there's no more trending. Like the trend is over. I don't have any silver lining. I don't have any, well, at least we could go this route. Like we're going to have to sell off some of our vets. So we'll at least still get some, some juicy trade rumors here and there. But I do think that this injury probably destroyed whatever market Anthony Davis did have, right? Whether we're talking Toronto or we're talking Atlanta or Golden State, those are teams that are trying to make a deep playoff run. And if AD is going to miss a number of months, that could be the rest of the season. That could be, oh, he's returning in the playoffs. But how do you sell that to another team if they're trying to put together an offer? Like, hey, by the way, what we're giving you, that package is now smaller, by the way. So I hope you're okay with that. And if you're not, good luck trying to figure out what to do with them this summer. I think that's what's going through the rest of the league's mind. Like everybody, maybe not everybody, most people that know basketball can agree that when Anthony Davis plays, he is an unbelievable basketball player. Top 10, top 15 type of talent. He's a two-way star. Has the fit been great in Dallas? I don't know. Probably not, based off of what we're seeing right now. We had a very small sample size last season, right, before what hit the fan. And now we get a pretty, like in the grand scheme of things, another pretty small sample size before what hit the fan. We cannot have our entire roster healthy at the same time, no matter what. I'm not going to say that's a medical staff problem. I'm not going to, I don't know what to pinpoint or what to be mad at. I'm just mad. Okay. We traded away our generational superstar for this guy. So from here on out, guys, I don't know that I'm going to call it the Luka trade. I'm definitely not going to call it the Anthony Davis trade. I'm going to call it the Max Christie trade because that's the only good thing that has come out of this. Max Christie is the only good thing that has, okay. Unless you're a deep conspiracy theorist about like, okay, we traded Luka and that's what got us the number 1 overall pick to select Cooper Flagg. I am mentally bifurcating those things. Like Max Christie is the best thing that resulted from that trade. And that's how it's going to be. I don't think we'll see Anthony Davis on the basketball court again this season. And even if he does, it's not going to be for the Mavericks. I don't know what kind of trade market would be left for him. I just know that I'm over it, guys. I'm very, very over it. I jokingly called this the Anthony Davis show yesterday because all we do is talk about Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis this, Anthony Davis that. Cool double-double. Maybe his trade market's going to pick up. Uh-oh, now he's hurt again. Okay, but he's back, and now we're winning again. Trade market this, trade market that. Guys, it's just been a terrible roller coaster to be on. And I do feel bad for AD. All right, like he's not intentionally putting himself out there to get hurt. Right, he's not doing stupid things to get hurt. It's just how the game of basketball goes. But he just seems to get struck by lightning way more than the rest of players do. Right, like I watched that play unfold over and over and over. Like guys, it didn't look like it was that big of a deal to me, right? To the layman's perspective, it didn't look that bad, but apparently it's really, really bad. And he's going to be gone for a number of months. I don't like that description. I don't like that nebulous timeline. But again, if you're Team Tank, congratulations. Like this is, we're now pedal to the metal on that road. Okay. Can we go ahead and trade a couple of our veterans and get another pick of the 2026 draft? That'll make me feel a little bit better, but not a lot. Okay. Because again, this very much ties back to the Luka thing and all the trauma that we've experienced as Mavericks fans. It's like that, even that tiny glimmer of hope that we were going to be a good team with defense winning championships and having a deep roster that can, lock up anybody. Guys, none of that has wound up being true. None of it has wound up being the case at all. I am not an Anthony Davis hater, and I don't want to hear any Anthony Davis hate in my comment section. Okay? That's where I'll draw the line in the sand. But I do want to hear from you. Like, what stage of grief are you in, right? When it comes to not just the AD news, but how the AD news relates back to the Luka trade from almost a year ago. Like, what is the path forward? Obviously, we have a generational player in Cooper Flagg. Obviously, we have the Mavericks will exist long after Anthony Davis no longer has. Where's this jersey? The Mavericks as an organization will be okay. I just feel like if you're angry, if you're sad, if you're all of the above, like it's totally freaking justified. Okay. I don't know really what else to say, except I'm sad. I'm disappointed. I want AD to recover faster than what the timeline says. But if he does, he probably should not return to the court this season. He shouldn't do it. He shouldn't do it. And I wasn't one of the people calling for Anthony Davis to be rested over these past couple of weeks since he's being shopped aggressively in the trade market. I wasn't one of those people that said that. But looking back, like it feels a little bit negligent that we're like, hey, let's throw him out there. Caution to the wind. Let's show the rest of the teams that he can play. Like, let Anthony Davis speak for himself on that. But now we played with fire and you got burnt, right? Guys, I'm probably just going to keep talking in circles, so it's probably better to just wrap this up soon. I am going to record an actual episode tomorrow morning, right, to preview our game against the Chicago Bulls. But this was going to be a fun little opportunity to showcase to the Bulls, like, hey, AD's your hometown kid. Like, maybe he goes off and we start talking a deal for Kobe White. I said yesterday I would rather trade Daniel Gafford for Kobe White because if we're talking about trading Anthony Davis, I want picks. I want cap relief. I want all those things. Now I don't know that we're going to get any of it. We'll see. What do you think is going to happen from here? Do you have any sort of positivity that you can glean from this really terrible news? If so, please drop it in the comment section. Okay. By the way, I am Ethan, the advisor Clayton. My Twitter handle is Dirk Luka Cooper. Find me, follow me. Let's converse on the Twitterverse about this. Let's commiserate. Let's be angry. But I don't want to hear. Please don't bring Nico's name into this conversation. As much as I brought Luka up, that's just kind of where I'm at. Like I'm having a similar trauma response to what I had then, because I'm an eternal optimist. I thought maybe we could turn this around. I thought maybe if we didn't turn around, that other teams would view Anthony Davis as a tremendous asset. But guys, to this day, as a Dallas Maverick, he has not played more than 5 games in a row. Like, I don't know what you do with that information. It's just really depressing to say out loud. But anywho, try not to dwell on it too much. We'll have other things to maybe try and focus on tomorrow. Again, we have a game. Cooper Flagg's coming off a really, really sweet performance against the Jazz, even though we lost. I don't get too upset about those types of games whenever Cooper Flagg really, really shines, because I think that's what we're going to have to get used to for the rest of the season. Is the Mavericks as a team terrible? Cooper Flagg exciting. Okay, maybe Cooper Flagg getting more spotlight, more touches, more spacing because Anthony Davis is not on the court at the same time as him. Maybe that just perks up other people's ears. Like if you're going to be a free agent in the future, like, okay, I want to go play alongside Cooper Flagg. I don't imagine at this point that there are many players saying that about Anthony Davis. Like, it'd be cool to play with him, but he's never on the court. Like, even his own teammates probably feel that way. Anthony Davis is cool. He's fun to play with. I just don't know when that's going to happen. It was fun while it lasted. Anywho, y'all be good. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Party on.